So Harry, how do you reflect on Tuesday's game?
Yeah, obviously not the result we wanted. We're obviously followed by all the fans, which is very good. They always follow us all over the country, but yeah, we're not going to go through the season unbeaten, so we just have to pick ourselves up and try and win the next game.
Yeah, looking at that next game, it's a short turnaround and we're playing right away again on Saturday. How do you go about bouncing back from that?
It's just, we obviously go through it on the video and stuff, and all the stuff we need to improve on defensively and attacking. But yeah, we just clean slate, and then we just do the normal preparation we do for a game on a Saturday.
Looking at your place in the team and the way you've been able to start this season playing every minute so far, how much do you enjoy that sort of consistency, knowing that you're going to play week in, week out and building up those consistent performances?
Yeah, it's obviously good. Every footballer wants to play as many minutes as they can. We've got a very competitive squad this year with, I think, 22 odd or something about that, which is everyone can come in at any time, because we've got, I think the quality throughout the squad's very good this season. And yeah, it's obviously as many minutes as I can play, and I feel like I've definitely solidified being a centre half now, playing there for a couple of years, so yeah, it's been good.
Looking at Halifax themselves, they've had a lot of change, turnover of players, different manager. What are you expecting from them on Saturday?
Yeah, it's normally a tight game against them, home and away, to be fair. Yeah, it'll be a tough game. I'm guessing they'll probably sit a little bit deeper with us being at home, but yeah, we've just got to be ready for everything and try and get the win.
To come back from 2 away games back to back, we've now got 2 home games back to back. How much are you excited to be back in front of a Roots Hall crowd?
Yeah, it's always good at Roots Hall when the fans get behind us, and yeah, it feels like the first bit of the season we've just been travelling all the time. So yeah, it'll be nice to stay local for a bit.
Nice one, thank you, Harry.
Harry, you mentioned there sort of about a clean slate following that first defeat of the season. What have you guys all been saying to each other in the aftermath of the Wilston defeat?
Probably not as bad as we originally thought. Looking back, it's just at the time, at the heat of the moment, there's obviously emotions and stuff going on. But yeah, obviously with the chances we've given away and the penalty and the stuff like that, it's obviously not ideal. But we created probably enough, especially towards, well, when the added time was 11, 12 minutes, where we created enough chances to get back in it. We just couldn't put that third one in there to get the draw, or even the winner if we scored it early enough.
So I suppose in terms of takeaways from that game, there are, as you say, there are positives to be taken from that to build on and then get yourselves on another run.
Yeah, we've got we never really give up in any game, no matter what the time is or how many goals we're down. We've always kept going, even from previous seasons. But this year we've got a real bit between our teeth when we're going forward, and I feel like we've got a lot of different ways we can score goals this season.
Definitely. You touched on the defensive options that you've got here as well. How does that competition push all of you each other and keep pushing to strive to those standards?
Yeah, it pushes obviously I can only talk from my own perspective, but yeah, it's obviously there's a little bit of pressure, because if you don't perform you could be out, and then the next one in line who's waiting could go in and they play well, and then you're not in the team for a while. So yeah, you've just got to be on it basically all the time.
And that sort of, you could almost call it a back six if you like, the goalkeeper, the back three, and then your 2 wing backs as well have been pretty consistent throughout the start of this season as well. How much have you been enjoying those sort of developing those partnerships? Have you been going a lot more forward over the last couple of games as well? How have you been enjoying that?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it thoroughly, to be honest. It's obviously we've had Gubbo come in for Ralphie getting injured, and he's been brilliant, to be fair. And obviously with the 2 wing backs bomb on, and then me and Gubbo can only step forward as much because them two do like bombing on quite far. So, but yeah, no, it's fun trying to get involved in some of the attacks sometimes.
It's interesting you mentioned Joe Gubbins and him stepping in with Nathan's injury as well. Can you tell us about what sort of the big improvements have been in this game since he joined permanently after last summer?
Gubbo's a great player. You've just not really seen much, because obviously we've got Ralphie in his position and he's obviously the captain and a brilliant player. So Gubbett, he's got a wand of a left foot and can pick a pass out. So, yeah, and defensively he's been great as well.
And of course, in the goalkeeping position, following Nick Hayes' run at the end of the season, maybe there were some fans probably expecting him to start again, but Colin's come back into that, and considering the last couple of games, but how much have you enjoyed having him back in goal, and what would you say maybe has changed about the way he's been doing things in terms of relationship with the defence from last season to this one?
Colin's obviously a great goalie, same as Hazy. But yeah, it's just his distribution's obviously very good, and he's very good at coming for the ball from crosses and stuff. So yeah, it's good, and he's been very good at talking recently as well. So that's good to have behind you as a defender.
And I think for yourself, you've been pretty much ever present in this Southend starting 11 since last September. I think pretty much. How do you do it? How do you keep yourself so limber all the time?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. It's just keeping yourself fit as long as you can and just keep getting the games ticked over. I don't really know, to be honest, how I keep playing, to be honest.
Well, it's always good to have you in the team. Of course, Halifax coming up this weekend, as you say. The last game was a 1-1 draw against Woking at home. Had the struggles to start this season, but whereabouts are those dangers in the Halifax team on the pitch?
Possibly the counter attacks. They'll be dangerous. I think their wide players play a little bit inside, which we'll have to be aware of. But yeah, they'll have dangerous players that we'll have to be aware of. And if we're on our game, I think we should be alright.
And you touched on it there, being back at Roots Hall after a couple of games away. 1 win and 2 draws at home, so to start this season as well. How important can it be for you guys being back at home for this game?
Yeah, I think home form's massively important, especially if you want to be right up there in the table. And when the fans get behind us, it must be a daunting place for away teams to go to. So yeah, if they can get behind us and then we put on a good display, hopefully we should take the 3 points.
Brilliant. Right, so Rihanna's just got one question as well.
Yeah, so your first defeat of the season after 6 games unbeaten. How much do you sort of see, obviously it's not what you want, but how much do you see it as a chance to sort of reset and go again?
Yeah, it's obviously it's not what you want, but you can always bounce back. And the thing is with football, that game's just forgotten. If you go and win the next one, that's just forgotten very quickly. So if we can put that right on Saturday at home, we can move on from it quickly.
A few years ago, did you always see yourself going back as a defender, or do you think maybe the circumstances at the club with the embargo and Louis Lomas being injured at the time, do you think it kind of happened because of circumstances that were out of your control ultimately?
It probably originally happened because of circumstances, but I did, before at Barnet, I did play centre-half as well in a free when Daz was the manager. I think probably at some point, because we didn't have that many players at the time, I think I would have probably ended up going back there. But I think going at the start of this, it was pre-season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which gave me like an easy step to get into it with just playing pre-season instead of getting chucked in the season. Probably helped me a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, I've enjoyed it there, playing there. I think it's probably my preferred position on the right of a free. So yeah.
Where did you play as a kid then when you were coming up through the system? You were at Chelsea, weren't you, at quite a young age?
Probably, I think I was right back or centre mid. I used to play when I was a lot younger, but yeah, kind of everywhere, to be honest.
Who was in your team at Chelsea? Did anyone else that came through?
Obviously my brother was a year younger. Trying to think now. They've done a lot better than I have. Dom Solanke and Tammy, Fakayo. Yeah, loads of names.
Brilliant. And your brother's an attacker, isn't he? So was that how we worked in the garden? You were the defender more and he was up against him? Is that
I used to, when we used to play in the same team as well, we both used to play midfield and I'll do all the dirty work and he'd get all the glory by scoring all the goals.